By now, you've probably seen the work of this photojournalist from Gaza. But did you know that many of Mu'taz Azaiza's images of injured and dead children were being flagged internally at Meta as pornographic? And when this guy, a former engineer at Meta, tried to address the wrongful tagging, he was fired? That's what we uncovered in our latest investigation through an exclusive interview with this Palestinian-American engineer I'll call Omar. He asked us to protect his identity.
Marking images and videos of injured and dead children as pornographic, I find deeply offensive.
Omar is now suing Meta, where he worked for 2 years.
The general public, it's overwhelmingly in their best interest to know how this works.
According to his lawsuit, in October 2023, Omar was specifically tasked to assess the quality of Instagram integrity filters as they related to Gaza, Israel, and Ukraine.
Accounts that talked about Palestine were getting censored inappropriately. We had thousands of such cases.
Omar noticed that Mu'taz in particular was having issues. Many of Mu'taz's Instagram posts documenting the genocide were misclassified as containing sexual activity or nudity, flagged internally as pornographic, which significantly limited the reach of his account. So Omar says he set out to fix it. He told me there's an ethos among engineers at Meta that when there's an issue impacting millions of users, it's all hands on deck to fix the problem. But he told me when it came to accounts associated with Palestine, typical protocol was not being followed. Tickets were opened and then mitigated, resolved, and closed with the same timestamp, indicating that someone on the team was dismissing issues without actually investigating them. And 2 colleagues even messaged him privately, telling him to stand down. What do you make of the fact that procedure was not being followed?
It struck me as very odd, unprofessional. I've never seen that in any company that I worked at.
In January of this year, Omar was pulled into a meeting where he soon found out that he was under investigation.
They claimed that I had a personal relationship with Mu'taz Azaiza.
Omar said he felt the claim was racist and complained to HR. And despite glowing performance reviews over the years, Meta fired him. Had you ever met Mu'taz Azaiza?
No, I have never been to the Gaza Strip. I don't have family there.
Had you ever communicated with Mu'taz?
No.
Do you personally know a former Meta engineer named?
No, not at all. They fired him just because he was doing his job.
We reached out to Meta, but they declined to comment on Omar's case. A company spokesperson previously said that Omar had violated data access policies, which limit how engineers can use company data. I asked Omar why he thinks posts about Palestine are suppressed on Instagram and Facebook.
When it relates to issues of Palestine, you do see a problem with over-enforcement.
Over-enforcement such as this. After the Hamas attacks on October 7th, Meta reportedly turned up the automated content filters throughout the Middle East to curb suspected hate speech. But it applied the strictest filters to any post specifically coming out of Palestine.
When you have this over-enforcement from moderators based off instructions given by Meta and guidance given by Meta, where things related to Palestine are marked in a certain way, all that gets funneled into the training data. So if you look at the underlying training data, it's likely to be very biased.
Omar said these biases have led to 2 particularly egregious incidents over the past year. Like how Instagram's Arabic-English auto-translation feature inserted the word terrorist in some Palestinian users' bios. And another incident involved WhatsApp, another app owned by Meta. When users searched for terms like Palestinian or Muslim boy Palestinian, WhatsApp's AI suggested images of children holding guns. But no guns were seen when you searched Israeli boy or even Israel army. Meta apologized in both cases and said they were caused by technical glitches.
So you could say that the AI algorithm or machine learning model made a mistake, but if you know the bias exists and you prevent your own employees from fixing it, it's very hard for you to say to claim it's a bug.
So what's next for Omar? He told me that Meta's lawyers are trying to move his case to a confidential arbitration behind closed doors to avoid a public trial. He's fighting that move because he believes the public deserves to know everything. What are you hoping to get out of this lawsuit you've brought against Meta?
My main demand is really just treat all your employees with dignity and respect, including the Palestinian, Arab, Muslim ones. Because if you can't treat all your employees with respect, you're not going to treat all your users with respect.
To learn more about what Omar uncovered and Mu'taz's side of everything, watch our full investigation.